Maggie, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks for joining me for another 12 days of teardowns. Today we're doing the Sill. I haven't looked at the site in a long time, so I'm excited to do a refresh, but I know a little bit about what they do. What's your impression of what they offer?
Well, I bought products from the Sill, I think like 2 years ago. I bought some plants and they were probably the first plants I had bought. So they were kind of my introduction to like indoor house plants, and my plants are still thriving. So
Oh,
positive
good.
impressions, but I haven't been
Yeah.
back since I bought a few back then.
Okay, five-star review for the Sill for at least just the plant surviving, so that's a really good start. Okay, well, let's to take a look at the site. All right, so we're loading here. First impressions, what do you see? What do you think you can come here for? I guess imagine you've never been to the site before, since it's been long enough for us to almost have never been here.
Right. Well, I got a little bit of an impression that they were doing kind of a holiday gift guide sort of focus on their homepage. But now I'm seeing that we've been prompted with a pop up already, even though we haven't scrolled anywhere on the site. So, I mean, I like that it's an appealing offer, 15% off, but it just feels a little bit too soon if I haven't explored anything yet.
Yeah, I think this pop-up would work really well if I was maybe in your position, like I had been to the site before, maybe I had purchased, I might be thinking that I could be making a purchase today, and at that point the 15% off would be quite appealing. But in my position right now, I'm like, I just kind of want to browse. Do they do pots? Do they do plants? Do they do both? So I think I would close out of that at this point. All right, first impressions of the homepage. What do you see?
I'm noticing that there's another pop up. It looks like they have an easy care and a bestsellers collection. Um,
Oh, that's interesting that you read this as a pop-up. I didn't read it that way, but I guess, yeah, it does stick when I scroll. I thought it was just kind of embedded in the page for some reason. So maybe there's some convention that they're not aligning to here, like lack of a drop shadow or something like that, that could make this read as more of a pop-up.
yeah, I mean, maybe it's a strength that it doesn't feel like a pop up to everyone because it
Could
can.
be, yeah.
I'm also
I,
noting, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I'm also noting that there's a lot of categories in the main level navigation. Like I'm seeing there's shop, sale, holiday collection, which makes sense as like main navigation categories, but seeing stores and corporate gifts, it feels like some of those could be used for a sort of utility area just to reduce the amount of content that we're being presented with right away.
Yeah, for sure. I think in terms of what's eye-catching for me, my eyes go right to, well, I probably looked at the image first, but then I saw plants make people merry. I think that's kind of interesting to lead with this. I agree with them. I think I am excited to shop here, and I feel like validated that this could be a great place to find a gift if that's the mindset that I'm coming to the store with. I'm also seeing like lots of discounting. So we already saw discounts on the first pop-up that we saw. I'm seeing up to 50% off in the navigation, and then I'm seeing another 15% off pet friendly stuff. So I'm feeling like I'm going to get a discount here. The navigation for me doesn't give me a lot of validation. I had those questions before around like, do they do pots? Do they do plants? Is there other kinds of care or even house things that they offer and sell? I'm seeing a candle on the table. So one thing the menu is not giving me that I think it could is just a little more information about what they actually do here. It seems like I might have to click into shop to do that. And yep, got a mega menu. How are you feeling about the navigation once I kind of open that flyout?
It does feel like a lot to kind of look through, and I can't see all of the categories with
Yeah,
that
maybe I'll close this
modal
one.
window in the way.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling validated that they have low light tolerant plants because living in the Pacific Northwest, we do need some special technology to keep our plants alive here. But I am getting the validation I was looking for. Plants and planters, gifts, home accessories. So I see like candles. So I'm getting a little bit more information about what they offer here. And I do feel like it's giving me inspiration, at least, in order to want to go deeper. And I think that's what mega menus with images are really supposed to do. They're supposed to give you just a little more information, even if I had decided to never scroll on the homepage.
Yeah, I think that was one of the strengths that I had found when I had first bought from them, is seeing some of these categories like low light tolerant or easy care as someone who hadn't bought plants before. So maybe that's one of the testing opportunities that they could get out of this, is showing more of those main categories that speaks to a new user in their main level navigation. So users are seeing that up front.
Yeah, for sure. For an existing customer, there's so many other ways to find out like what the offers are and how to get introed. We have things like follow-up emails, post-purchase emails. We have retargeting, but for someone who's never been to the site before, it might be supportive of me to help learn about who they are and what they offer and what they do best by updating some of those categories. So I like that you called out the low light tolerant as maybe like a strong one, and easy care as a strong category. I hope they're doing a ton of testing in what they're actually featuring as images in these mega menus. I almost wonder too if there's like a little bit of simplification that could happen here. Like I'm seeing all these categories and I'm sort of like, okay, I viewed all of them and now I'm just going right back over to plants because I feel like a little bit overwhelmed. I'm not really reading through everything, right?
It does feel like it's a lot of categories to read through.
Yeah, I feel like we always say like don't just tell people what you do, tell them what you do best. And I'm not really understanding what they do best here at this time. Well, let's scroll on the homepage. So moving a little bit down the page here, we see some trending now. I think these are a couple different kinds of options. So cool to say that they have a subscription, a gift card, a set, and then like one popular plant that I am sure to kill because I've killed many a string of pearl before. But I think really good variety here. If you're not going to show a variety of products, usually we like to test like categories in this area as well to help people get in. But I think for somebody who might have like decision paralysis during this time of year, like last minute shopping, trying to figure out what to get someone, showing this variety of products feels really like supportive for me in this moment in my shopping journey.
Yeah, I agree. I like the variety. And I think the flags with 40% off and 15% off with that coupon code feels like a stealable, just kind of draws attention to some of the deals that they have right now, and that the fact that they have this subscription package.
Yeah, I'm extremely like excited about the opportunity to get a plan at 50% off or anything at 40% off. So there's some drastic discounts here, so that's encouraging. Yeah, the stealable there, we say stealable a lot for things like that we want to test. I think those flags and the variety of products are both stealable. Let's move down the list. And here we see those collections that I was excited to see. So sale, gifts, bestsellers, holiday collection. I guess one thing I don't, the pictures are giving me good indication of what they sell here, but the categories could live on any website. Are you feeling me?
Yeah, they're pretty basic. I feel like I haven't learned any new information now that I've scrolled more.
No, I just learned that they have some good art direction and nice images to look at. Yeah, these are a little bit generic, so I almost wonder if like just saying something in reference to like plants, gifts for who these are for, a little bit more about the product might be helpful here. But pictures are giving me enough information to want to dive in at least. All right, moving down the page a bit. Really focus on gifts. I think this is kind of a cool take, and I'm wondering if their website would look incredibly different if it weren't the time like leading up to kind of the final buying days before the holiday, the Christmas holiday. If their site wouldn't be as focused on gifts. But I think this feels pretty strong in terms of the angle they're trying to take. These are all like really achievable, sort of attainable price ranges, and I'm getting enticed by the product here. They're giving me a good variety. Again, not sure if these are like planters or plants included, but I love the little GIF.
Yeah, and I think the different size of images just draws a little bit more attention and helps break up the different content sections of the page, since we are seeing a lot of like the same well-staged plant in the pot photos. It kind of helps having that difference in size.
Yeah, for sure. And it's giving me more impetus to scroll, I guess, because I feel like I just keep seeing things that I might be interested in. I'm like a tab parker, so I would probably, if I were naturally shopping, just be opening up anything I'm interested in different tabs. All right. Maggie, do you want to, or should I try to pronounce this word?
Biophilia.
Perfect. I think you got it right. That craving for nature in all forms. To be human is to experience biophilia. I think I appreciate that their H1 here, their header is leading me to believe that plants are to be universally loved. I think they're saying like they're giving me a reason to connect to their product and giving me a deeper meaning than just something to buy. They're giving me some kind of connection to nature, which I think is, tapping in a little bit deeper to maybe some of the personas that are coming to this website.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think it draws a little more attention to sections that are maybe not as interesting to read, like shop online, subscribe, shop in stores. But it's nice to know that they have all those ways that they can shop, but I might have just kind of skimmed over it if there wasn't some more enticing content surrounding it.
Yeah, it is interesting because it doesn't really look like these are clickable. I guess they are.
Oh,
But I don't know that I would look at this and feel like I needed to select one. Like shop online doesn't feel like necessarily an entry point to shopping online. If I'm subscribing, I might do that from the product page. And then shopping in store just feels like a little bit more tied to location. So it looks a little familiar to me. It's almost like they're using the like easy as 1, 2, 3, 3 up layout to tell me like the 3 steps to becoming the Sill customer, except these are 3 different pathways I might want to go down. So I want to know, I want to see a heat map and see how many folks are engaging with this. I'm guessing shop online might get a little bit of heat, but that the rest of it wouldn't get a ton of clicks.
yeah, I wouldn't have expected these would have been clickable if you hadn't hovered over them.
Yeah, it could be some kind of awareness play. Let's keep moving because this homepage has a lot of content. So we're now into welcome to our community. Looks like they have a little bit of information about like a rewards program, maybe some forums or something like that.
I'm not sure I
And
would have expected, sorry, I'm not sure I would have expected community to mean rewards. I would have expected more, yeah, of a forum or something, but it seems like it's getting rewards for buying from them.
yeah, that's true. So I said forum, but I guess I'm still not really sure. So not a ton of information sent that I'm getting from a welcome to our community header. This kind of selected social reel is interesting. These can work really well when you do have something like this that's so like shareable. I think it just works really well for this audience.
Yeah, I always like the dog photos, although they're not showing that many of the plants. There we go, we have some.
Yeah, needs more dogs and more plants. I think this is probably a more expected location for an awareness play around having some physical stores. And this is really where I would probably expect to see it. The main point of what we're doing with the website is hopefully helping people shop, right? So having locations kind of near the footer is generally where users would know to look for them. So I think this makes a lot more sense.
Agreed.
I love, Maggie, I'm a sucker for a headline for an email capture that's really on brand. And I think this one makes a lot of sense for them. So I might give them my email just for that wordplay there.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. So what would we look for in a successful footer that you are seeing here?
I mean, I guess it does have like links to all of their social. It has a way to subscribe. I like that it has a way to get in contact with their customer service. We might look for some of the main shopping categories repeated in this area, but overall it has a lot of the information that we would be looking for in a footer.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only thing that might make it more successful for me is, I guess, 2 things. One, giving me some shopping links in the footer. So just some of those top level categories: shop plants, shop candles, shop pots, subscribe, things like that. Also listing out the location. So rather than making someone have to actually click into a link to go to a location, listing them and listing an address is really nice in terms of offering up trust. I think especially with brands who I assume that the Sill is doing retargeting. So I might see an ad for them on Instagram and click there. How do I distinguish the Sill from a dropship brand who I'm not sure if the product's going to show up in 30 days, let alone ever? I think one way to do that is to just provide an address. If you have an address in the United States, it just tells me that there's a little bit more accountability there, and you're listing that because there's someone I could show up to the door and complain to if things went really wrong. Awesome. Well, anything else that we didn't talk about on the homepage that you're dying to get off your chest?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of interesting opportunities out of here. We talked about some stealables, like with the flags over the product tiles and showing these product images that really show off the product. And then I think some of the main testing opportunities that could be interesting for them, showing those categories that really speak to the new user audience, like the low light and the easy care plants, and maybe cleaning up their main level navigation a bit to highlight those main level product categories.
Yeah, so would you want to see something? Sorry, that was loud. I'm going to try that over. Yeah, so would you want to see something like live plants in the actual main level navigation up here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think live plants, seeing some of those bundles, maybe some of the gift categories, just giving a little bit more visibility into the breadth of products that they carry.
Cool. Yeah, I totally agree. I think there's a lot we can do with the menu here in terms of testing, but lots of fun stuff on the site. I think it would be extremely fun to test here.
Agreed.
Great. Well, lots of opportunity. I think we got a lot of inspiration for things we can go test on client sites. And I think the Sill has a ton of stuff they could test too. So opportunity on both sides.
Agreed.
Well, happy holidays. Thanks again, Maggie.
Thank you.